Hi again, everybody, and if you're watching this within a couple days of me uploading it, happy quarantine. Coronavirus has given us a lot of extra free time, and I found some time to get back on YouTube and make a couple more videos. So we're going to hop into round 20 of my nationals. If you watched the last video, it was one of the worst games I ever played. I lost 3 turns on challenges and ended up pulling a 9-letter bingo at the end and winning anyway, and I'm still kind of on an emotional high/low after that coming into this game. I pull a common foe of mine, Chris Cree, as my opponent for this round. Chris is a Texas player as well, and I play Chris all the time, and we tend to have some really good games, although I think he beats me a lot more than I beat him. So I've saved a little bit of time and got ahead and put my first rack in against Chris. I draw AAIL. NUZ. I didn't put those alphabetically now, did I? And really, there's not too much to do. You can play Nazi in a couple different spots. You can play Za, or you can play Laoan, or however you pronounce that word. I don't really know what that is. What is a Laoan? Philippine timber. Okay, the more you know. Laoan is a little bit appealing because you set up that spot to drop your Z at 7G right there. But at the same time, it only scores 12. Your opponent can overlap there a lot when you don't. Like, your opponent would basically need a double-double or like a play through the L or the A, which doesn't happen too often. I think that spot goes away more often than it doesn't, for sure. So Laoan is cute, and it's a cute little thought there, but if you look over at the simulation details, it just doesn't pan out, right? Your opponent's going to score quite a bit more, and while you do score about 10 more points on average next turn because of your Z setup, it's just not worth it. You're scoring so much less this turn. And so Laoan, cute thought, not the right idea. I was interested as well to see which spot you want to play Nazi in. I know as far as double-double letters go, N is actually not very dangerous at all compared to nearly any other one-pointer you can put out. I ran this double-double power index a while back. Maybe I'll talk about that some other time, or you can comment if you really want to know about it. But N's not actually that bad. So I'm not super afraid. And the S hook on Nazi is a bit annoying to deal with. So maybe you don't want to put it there. Maybe you don't want Chris to get a free additional 14 points if he's got an S. Maybe you want to slide it over here, but then you do give up double-doubles. And the standard play, putting it here, not giving up the double-double, is what ended up simming right. So that's what I decided to do. I decided not to get really cute, because I'd lose my mind if he did double-double, and I just played Nazi here, and lo and behold, Chris did not have an S. I feel like he took a really long time before he played this. Granted, Nationals now was like 8 months ago, because I suck at putting up videos, but he plays Oolith there, and that was just really, really opportune for me, because somehow into ALU, kind of gross a leave, I pick EIN blank, and I'm going to go ahead and bingo here. We're going to hit Inulace here for 83 points. Not a whole lot to say about that. You just play the double-double when you can. And I'm up to a big lead. Chris, probably has 6 consonants and that E, so he drops Froglet here for 22. I actually held the play, if I remember correctly. I just wasn't totally convinced Froglet was a word. And I was really nervous because I've drawn into this. And I want to say last video I missed the bingo in this rack. I had it with one of the E's as a blank, but I must have missed the bingo because I didn't see the spot for it. But I'm nervous because Septage is the bingo here, and it plays right there for 92. I've also got options to play it elsewhere for a lot less, but like, why would Chris play a phony? So I decided to let it go, hook an S on it, and bingo for 92, and I'm sure that didn't make Chris very happy. But as it turned out, yeah, Froglet is a word, and 92 points is a thing to do. But is that kind of insulting? Like, your opponent holds your word and then drops an easy bingo behind it with an S right afterwards? Like, I would be annoyed if my opponent did it, but I'm the one who did it here. Chris drops Cade. I'm up 130 now after back-to-back bingos, though, because I am a luck box. And I thought this turn was kind of interesting. There's not a whole lot of interesting stuff this game, just kind of spoiler alert. AAORSUY, there are some people who say, hey, when you're up 130 points, you should never open a triple-triple. And, like, yeah, the general thinking is that's correct. You don't want to open triple-triples when you're ahead. But never say never, right? There should always be a point value associated with it. And this play here, Quay or Key or however you want to pronounce that, is so much better than the other options, right? You can see just by static valuation alone, it's almost 7 points higher than the rest of the options. And OT obviously has some major drawbacks as well, namely it takes the front G, and I'm creating this humongous bingo opportunity. You don't want to do that when you're ahead either. It's not quite a triple-triple, but it could easily be a 100-point bingo, or even just something like, ZINGS or something. I'm sorry, that wouldn't quite fit. But you see what I'm saying, right? There's a lot of stuff that could come down there and just absolutely destroy a person. Aqua forks the board. Absolutely don't want to do that. Unsay sets up an S hook behind it as well. So, all of these plays are bad. Rusty sets up the front T. All of these plays are bad defensively. And so, yeah, I don't want to open a triple-triple, but every other play has major drawbacks, and this play is just better than the rest. So, I'm going to do it anyway. Some people, Marlon, would have a heart attack. What are you thinking? Never do that. But you just have to. That play is so much better than the rest. And if he happens to triple-triple through a Y in the second spot, fine. Sometimes you just got to take a shot. And what does Chris do? Spoiler alert, he does not triple-triple through the Y. He plays Mux for 42, and that's fine. Because now I've got the opportunity to deal with the triple-triple. Of course, I am not going to. AJNORST is my pull. And there's some stuff you can do with this rack. I think some people would want to just drop JO right there, or drop JO almost anywhere they can, because ANRST is a really strong bingo-prone leave. And there are some bingo lines on the board, you can drop something maybe down the G column, down the I column, or the D column. You are taking away the E, which is probably your best bingo line with the leave of A and RST. But when you're up by 120, do you really want to start fishing? No, I don't think so. You shouldn't. When you've got another kind of comparable play equity-wise, Jota is 42 points by equity, Joe is 40, even Jots or something like that. You've got other options, and I'm inclined to not fish when I've got the lead. So I'm just going to drop Jota or Hota or however you say that there. It is concerning that I'm leaving the Y open again, but you got to play off the J. The J sucks most of the time, so we're going to play off the J. And Chris plays Wind right here for 39, so I don't have to deal with the triple-triple open anymore. I am seeing my lead kind of slowly diminish, though, and kind of wish I had decided to play JOE now, because I didn't really draw good stuff. NRS is a fine leave, but not when you're going to draw this. And this becomes another pretty tough turn. You've got some options. Maybe Static says you want to play MIR right here for 22 points, but I think that's kind of crazy, because you give Chris a way to score 40 or 45 points pretty easily right there, and he could potentially even open a bingo line if he does that. I don't know, you just don't want to make that play if you don't have to. So there's a lot of stuff pretty similar. A scrim right here is a play you do not want to make. I just talked about not opening a triple-triple unless the play is significantly better than the other options. Well, scrim opens a triple-triple. It also gets rid of all of my good stuff. And I don't want to get caught in a situation where Chris can maybe open the board with an S hook, and I've played off my S and there's nothing I can do about it. Though that's more a concern when the bottom and the right side of the board is open to create lines, and scrim kind of does away with that. When it's just the top and the left, it's hard to set up an S hook, because the S is probably going to have to go at the start of a word and not at the end of a word. So maybe scrim is fine. I wouldn't argue with someone if they played that. I might argue with someone if they played mirror here. But then also mincer is an option. It lets me hold onto the S, which I like to do when I've got a lead. It does also open a triple-triple, and it doesn't score that well. But I don't know. Nothing is great here. You don't want to play Merc. Don't want to play Crime. I think the C is more dangerous in that triple-triple. I guess you could do something like Rims. It's a little more defensive. But what I decided to do at the end of the day is just play Mincer. Looking at this now, 8 months later, I think I might actually play Scrim here. But I don't know that there's a right answer here. I think I like Scrim a little bit more, score the points now in hindsight, but this is kind of a do-whatever-you-want situation, and you're not going to lose this game very often anyway. You're up 110, and it's your turn, so now you're up 130 or 140 after that play. So I don't know. Chris plays Lowry here, and what did I draw into? I picked ACHLNRS. So that's going to bingo with certain floaters, but of course I don't have those floaters. ACHLNRS. I think it's just going to bingo with an E. Yeah, Charnels. Wow, fun. Okay, I knew Larchin was good, but I guess Larchin is an adjective. It doesn't take an S, so only Charnels is the 8 in that rack. No surprise. You can play chain, you can play chair. Really don't think you want to do anything else. You do want to deal with the triple you just opened. And of course, it's so sexy putting that C right there with the no two-letter words available. Just kind of block up the board if you can. I decided to play chair because if you look at the unseen pool, we've only got one N unseen and 2 R's, and you just don't really want duplicate letters. So I played chair because it's more likely a double up on R's and doubling up on N's. Chain also takes the back E. So you don't want to open that up, even though it's kind of a non-concern. It's only going to be like a 25 or 30 point play down there most of the time. Still don't give it away if you don't have to. Chris exchanges 4 here, and I asked him after the game what he held, or I think his rack was AAEIOU blank. So I'm guessing he exchanged holding AE. Exchange AIOU. Maybe he told me the rack wrong. I'm not totally sure how I got this rack jotted down, but that's what I have written as his rack there. Guessing he held AE, if that's indeed what his rack was. I am glad I played off that R because I picked up another one, and I hate racks like this, man, so much. LNOOORS, like, geez, I'm not scoring points now. I'm not really keeping myself in shape to score a bingo later. But when I see something like this, I really just want to throw away as much as I can. And ooh, that's fun. Loon right there kind of knocks off another bingo line. I decided to play loons down here. I guess it obstructs the U just a little bit, but also really just gets rid of tiles and still scores enough points that it's going to be hard for Chris to catch up. And I think that's fine. He plays Fiancé here. Don't remember if he said why he didn't play it one spot down for 2 more points. I had to go back and like type all the moves in Quackle to make sure everything lined up and scored correctly, because I was surprised he didn't. But maybe he wanted to make the I and the A and the N all a little bit more hittable, give himself an extra floater. Don't totally remember, but he does play Fiancé there and score 76. Still really not in this game. Like, it's my turn. I'm up 90. You know, when you get lucky at the beginning of a game, you just get lucky and a lot of the time run away with it. I'm sure you guys have started to figure out if it's a fun game, the video is usually 20-25 minutes long, and if it's a dumb game, they're like 10 or 15 usually. And this is a kind of dumb game. So I draw onto a bunch of consonants, but looking at the unseen pool, I'm not that worried. There's 6 E's, 4 I's for me to draw, actually 13 out of 23 unseen or vowels, so like whatever, I'll draw some, and if I don't, he's drawn them all, not super worried. I decided to play tripod here, and looking back, I wonder if I just missed divot, or pivot, I mean, or divot. Those just seem like better plays, but maybe in my head I might just play off a bunch of tiles. I don't know, that seems weird to me, especially with another V and a U and a W in the bag. Like, you want to play the V, so I guess I just got sloppy trying to go fast at the end of the game. I played tripods. He comes down with Visa. So, like, you know, if he bingos now, maybe it's a game. Especially because I picked some weird-looking stuff. I thought I would draw a couple more vowels than that with the unseen pool, and I didn't. And I missed the really great Kebab right here. It scores 36, and, like, I don't even care if he bingos at that point. I'm going to win the game. But I just played Verb here, trying to block the R and clear up the rack a little bit. I still think you can kind of do whatever you want in that situation. I think I also thought about holding the K for this or this, you know, just like can do some stuff with it next turn. But again, when you're up by this much, it doesn't matter. Day 3 of a Nationals, why don't you just save the brain power a little bit? So I do that. Chris comes down with Mew over here for 26, and BEIKOST. So now I wish I hadn't blocked the R. I can actually bingo with it. If you want to quiz yourself, go ahead and pause and find it. But whatever, I'm going to win the game, and I ended up just playing bookies right here, play off a bunch of tiles so I can go out next turn almost definitely. And yeah, I'm going to win at this point. I picked up EIT, so that means he's got DEEGIRU, and he plays Griefs, and I go out with Yeti, which is the best in game. Woohoo! And that was that. Not a super exciting game. Just kind of hit 2 really early big bingos and coast from there. But that was game 20, and you'll take a bagging at a nationals any chance you can. I don't think anybody's ever going to complain about getting to bag someone, especially when they're starting to contend at a nationals. And here I am. I think I'm 2 games over 500 again, 11-9 or maybe 12-8. Not bad, right? All right, so we'll see some more exciting games down the road. I promise you that. Thanks for watching. Take care.